In this one, we're going to be looking at sliders to make one-day internationals in Cricket 26 realistic and challenging. ODIs in this game are really fun. I think even more so than T20s because T20s get predictable. One days are all over the place. You never know what happens. So let's get into it. First, we have AI difficulty, of course, legend at the hardest possible setting. Here I have striker timing at 40. This is there just to add a little bit more drama. Some mistimed shots will be caught at the deep. Not every 6 will be 110-meter 6 by the AI. That gets old really fast. But when shots are in the air, it looks mistimed. And sometimes it goes for 6, sometimes it is taken. That adds to the drama, which is what you want in ODI cricket. Next, we have wicket chance, which is at 40 for pace, because taking wickets with fast bowlers is satisfying 90% of the time. That is why this is at 40, but wicket chance spin is only at 30 because there are lots of frustrating ways where the AI will cut the ball off the middle or flick the ball off the middle, but the keeper will take it no problem. Keeping this at 30 reduces that, but of course that still will happen time to time. Ball quality is at 80. This is just to make things harder. The AI will bowl a lot of good balls, but still you'll get the odd full toss, the short ball or down the leg side deliveries as well. So this is at 80. Run rate is at 55. With this, the AI will score like around 300, sometimes 350. On a very good day, maybe even 400. Of course, if you do manage to get a lot of wickets, that will reduce drastically. Next, bowling, nothing really needs to be changed here. Hardest, sometimes I do like to keep ideal release window size and foot plant window size at 10 and 10 because sometimes it just bowl way too many no balls. If you keep this at 0, you'll have to focus. This either way doesn't really impact gameplay that much. Next, one of the most important slider settings, batting sliders. Pace difficulty is on hardest as usual. Ball marker display time at 40, so more time than test cricket but less time than T20 cricket. You still can play those lofted shots after seeing where the ball is, but unorthodox shots you will have to decide even before the ball is released, which makes sense. It is a premeditated shot. Next, shot timing difficulty is at 75. It will be challenging, but it is not impossible, especially when you're trying to go aerial after the power play is done. If you keep this at 90, almost everything has to go right for you to get 6, which is not always the case in real life either. Some mistimed shots will carry over the fence sometimes. So keeping this at 70 is a nice balance. Advanced shot timing is at 50. You can even lower this. I don't really play advanced shots in this game. They are slightly broken, but you can still try them. The next thing that needs to be changed is foot placement difficulty, which is only at 50. This is slightly buggy. Even with the right input, sometimes batsmen will go in the opposite direction, step over a ball, get LBW. So the higher this slider setting is, the more frustrating it will be. At least that was the case for me. I've just kept it at 50. It is still challenging, by the way. You have to make sure you look at where the ball is pitching and move towards it if you're on the front foot, or go back and across if you're on the back foot. But this is a little bit more forgiving. Shot selection influence is at 80. This really needs to be high because if you know cricket and if you follow the sport, you know certain balls are good deliveries and they need to be played accordingly. You can't just play any shot to any ball and it will work. That is never the case. Keeping this as high as possible will make sure you actually play this game like the actual real life sport of cricket. Next, ball quality influence is also at 80 because good balls have to be harder to play than bad balls. When it's a good length delivery, swinging and stuff, you will have problems against it, but loose balls will be a lot easier to put away. Ideal input power boost is at 10. This is just a little bit of a boost. When you do manage to get the sweet spot, the ball will fly over, or if you're playing a ground shot, the ball will just go flying to the ropes. But it's not that big of a difference where you'll actually notice it. It is just a little bit of a difference. Poor input power penalty is at 90, not at 100. When this is at 100, every poorly timed shot will go absolutely nowhere. Which makes sense, but keeping this at 90, you never know what happens. Sometimes the ball might actually go over the infield and you might get one bounce for even with poor input. Power boost timing window for full tosses, there is a slight power boost. I've kept it at 20. After the power play, you can keep this at 20. Before the power play is over, 10 is more than enough because full tosses really go a long way, even with okay or good timing. So 10 if you really want a level of challenge, 20 if you're playing after the power play or if you just want a little bit of an easier experience. Next we have edges, good input influence only at 5. So when you play a good shot, there is still a slight but a very small chance of you actually edging the ball, but it is there. You cannot be totally sure. Okay input 25, so sometimes you'll edge it, but most times you will be okay. Poor input influence is only at 75. Keeping this any higher means you'll just edge everything outside the off stump or even down the leg side. You keep leading edging the ball. So I like this at 75 for ODIs. Next, we will move on to physics. Bowling speed minimum is at 70. Speed max is also at 70. A nice balance, especially with the ball marker display time. This is pretty good. If you keep it at 80, the ball will zip around. It is a little bit more fun, but then you have to premeditate more shots, which I don't really like. Pace bowling swing is at 90, but you can even reduce it because you are playing with a white ball. I like the extra level of challenge and I love to see balls swinging all over the place. So that's the reason I have it at 90. Pace bowling revolutions higher than test matches, so off cutters, leg cutters and slow balls are very effective. If it is higher than 70, you will absolutely get out to any off cutter because the change in pace, the level of deviation of the pitch is ridiculous. 70 I think is more than enough to give you that challenge. Spin bowling revolutions is at only 70. Any higher and the ball just turns an unreal amount with a wide ball on a limited overs pitch. That's not very realistic. 70 is good enough. The ball will turn, but not that much, where it seems like Shane Warne is bowling every single ball. And the next change comes here at short force. I've kept it at 40. This is just a nice base difficulty. Then you can move on to individual shots and customize further. But now we have pace bowling visual speed, which is at 70. No need to change any of this. Now drive short force, I've kept it at 50 for straight drives because it is very hard to get the ball past the bowler. And I love how satisfying straight drives, on drives and off drive speed. That's the only reason this is at 50. You can keep this at 40 because cover drives again are ridiculously overpowered. They will fly off the face. Aggressive drive is only at 45. Again, for the same reason, lofted cover drives, you keep this at 50, 55, you will get sixes 90% of the time through the offside. Cut shot is only at 40. Again, a pretty overpowered shot in limited overs, so only at 40. Aggressive cut shot is at 50 because it is nearly impossible to clear even the 30-yard circles, so that extra boost definitely helps. Glance shot force again only at 40. Another pretty, I wouldn't say overpowered, I think it is properly powered at 40. Aggressive glance is at 50. Clearing fine leg, you can do it, but clearing square leg and stuff, that is nearly impossible. You need to keep this at 70 or 80 to clear the ball square, especially in a normal size ground. Hook and pull shot again 40. Aggressive is at 50 again to give that extra boost because even with a well-timed pull, it is pretty hard to even clear the infield, let alone the boundary. So you can keep this even higher, doesn't really matter, especially these two. Aggressive glance shot and aggressive hook shot. I think even at 60, they will be pretty balanced. Unorthodox shots 60 and aggressive unorthodox also at 60. These shots are very hard to pull off. If you manage to get connection, I feel you need to get the reward as well. That is why the extra 10 points here for both the regular and the aggressive unorthodox shot. Let's move on to player skills. AI control player batting is at 80. Keeping this lower is fine, but the AI struggles to get over 300 even on a good pitch and even when you bowl bat. So 80, I think the AI will end up at 330, 340 when it bats well and even higher if it bats flawlessly. Bowling skills on the other hand, only 50, any higher and it'll literally be impossible to even touch the ball even when you do everything right. AI control player fielding skills is at 100. The AI needs all the help in the world to field though. That's the reason it's at 100. Physical skills, it's at 50. I haven't really noticed any difference, any big difference even when I kept it at 0 or 100. User control player batting skills is at 70. If you want an extra level of challenge, keep this at 50. Then it will be truly a challenge. But 70, I think for a one-day match, you should be able to score boundaries and sixes occasionally. So I like it at 70. Bowling skills is at only 50, higher than the AI starts losing wickets too fast. And in a 50 over match, you want the AI to bat for a long time. So 50 or even a little lower is fine. This player fielding skills, this should be at 100. I have kept it at 80 because I usually keep this at 80 or 90 because I do like to see misfields here and there. But if you get frustrated by them, just keep this at 100. Then user control player physical skills again, which doesn't really impact gameplay that much, is at 50. Well, those were my ODI sliders. Try them out, and seriously, if you can get the time, play ODIs in Cricket 26. They are ridiculously fun. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you want to see these sliders in action, click the video on screen. India versus Australia, a one-day match. For now, like, comment and subscribe for more Cricket 26 videos and updates. Thanks for watching and have a great day wherever you are.